Last time we looked at an introduction to indices. Now we will look at the laws of indices. One of the laws of indices says if you have a number, let's say the number is x and it's raised to a power of a, say a, and you multiply it by the same number x raised to another power b, what you get is the same thing as if you have x raised to the power of a plus b. Alright? Let's look at an example. Let us say you have a number raised to a power. Let's say the number is 3 and it's raised to the power of 2. In other words, it's 3 squared. You multiply it by 3 raised to the power of, say, 4. 3 to the power of 4. Alright? Now let's write this out. Let's line up all the 3's. This says 3 squared. So you have 3 times 3. So that's 3 squared. What about the 3 to the 4th? This is multiplied by, let's put the 3 to the 4 out here. It's 3. And you know there are 4 3's. 1, 2, 3, 4 3's. And they multiply each other. So over here we have 3 squared times, and over here we have 3 to the 4th. Alright? Let's rewrite them closer to each other. It's 3 times 3, that is 3 squared, times, and 3 to the 4th is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Now, what does this look like? How many? It's 3 to a power. How many 3's do you have? Remember, or 3 raised to an index. In the index, what are you going to have? The index that you will have here will show the number of 3's that are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 3's there. So it's 3 to the power of 6. Alright. Let's look and see if this law is actually holding in what we have here. Here we have 3 to the 2. Let's use a different color now. We have 3 to the 2 times 3 to the 4 is equal to 3 to the 6. Suppose we say 2 plus 3, 2 plus 4 I mean. 2 plus 4 equals 6. Oh, it does work. Yes. So this law does apply. You have a number raised to an index. Let's say a. In this case, it's 2 times the same number raised to another index. You might as well just have the number raised to the, and you add those indices. So that's the first law that we have here. The first law of indices written here. Let's look at a second law. There's a second law of indices that has to do with division. Here, if you have x to the a divided by x to the b, it is the same as x to the a minus b. You subtract the indices this time. Let's see how that will work we're using an example. Alright, so we're going to divide now. Suppose you have, let's say, 2 raised to the power of 3, and it's divided by Or let's say the power here. Let's use a larger power. 2 raised to the power of 7 divided by 2 raised to the power of 3. According to this law, it should be the same as 2 raised to the power of 7 minus 3, which is 2 raised to the power of 7 minus 3 is 4. Let's examine it more closely. 2 raised to the power of 7. What is that? It is really 2 times, alright, you have how many 2's? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have 7 2's, and they all multiply one another. Alright? All of them, they multiply each other, divided by. So we draw our line, and below this it's 2 to the 3. So we have 2 times 2 times 2. 3 2's multiply each other. Let's cancel. So here 2 cancels 2. 2 into 2 1, 2 into 2 1, 2 into 2 1, 2 into 2 1. What are we left with? What we left it here are 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. So let's write it 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. We have 4 2's multiply each other, and therefore what we have here is equal to 2 raised to the 4. Okay, let's look back. Alright, it works with this example. Alright, so this example is one example of this law. It says you raise a number to an index, and it's divided by the number raised to another index. What you get is just the number raised to the, and you have the numerator index minus the denominator index. You subtract the indices this time. Alright, there's a third basic law that we're going to look at now. Let's look at it. What it says is you have a number, say x. Let me write it in white. X raised to a power a, and all of that is raised to a power b. It is the same thing as x raised to the, and you multiply the indices, the powers, right? When I say power, it means the same as the index, right? So you raise to the power of, or raise to the index of. What you do is multiply these indices. So you have a times b, which is just write as ab. So number x raised to the a, and all of that raised to the b is the same thing as x raised to the ab. Let's look at an example. Now suppose you have, say, 3 raised to the power of 2, and all of that is raised to the power of 4. What this is saying is it should be 3 to the power of 2 times 4, which is 3 raised to the power of 2 4's 8, right? 3 raised to the power of 8. Now let us see, let's look at it more closely and in more detail. Let's analyze this thing. 3 raised to the power of 2 raised to the power of 4. 3 raised to the power of 2 is 3 times 3. It means you have 2 3's and they multiply each other, because remember 3 is the base. It shows you that the number you're multiplying repeatedly, is 3. 2 is the index. It shows that there are 2 trees. Now, what we have is that raised to the 4th power. Now, what this means is this. You have 4 of these multiplied. So you have 3 by 3. That is multiplied by 3 by 3. That's 2 of them so far. That is multiplied by 3 by 3. That's 3 of them. That is multiplied by 3 by 3. That's 4 of them. So let's rewrite all of this without the brackets now. So what we have is 3 by 3, this one, times here 3 by 3 times, then we have 3 by 3 times, then we have 3 by 3. Alright, what happens here? We have 3 being multiplied by itself. We have 3 in the multiplication. We show that it is repeated multiplication by writing the index. But what should be the index up here? We're going to write something up here. But what is it that we're going to write? It's the number of trees that are in the multiplication. How many trees do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 trees. So we write them. We write the 8 up here. Alright, let's look up back up here and see what happened. Oh, it is 8. So this law, it does work with this example. Right? We have 3 raised to the power of 2, or the index 2, and all of that is raised to the index 4. We said it's the same thing as 2 by 4. 3 to the 2 by 4, which is 3 to the 8. And when we look at it, writing it out in detail, we get the same 3 to the 8. So this law is saying a number x raised to the a, and that all is raised to the b. It is the same as x to the, and multiply the indices a times b. Those are the 3 basic laws of indices.